All right, welcome everybody around the world. Welcome to all my subscribers. I have a short list of some facts and information. I'll go through it really quickly. Hopefully, in a few minutes, we can all see, based on the available and the latest information, what can we rule out that these mystery drones are? Okay, what are they definitely not? And we'll be left with one solution that's the most plausible and a second solution that is also technically possible. All right, so very first, I just want to point out, based on all the information, we can see that these drones, the mystery drones, before I get started, actually, this opening sentence, there are some actual civilian and military drones that are indeed flying around and being videoed, along with airplanes, jets, and helicopters, okay, from the military, this and that there. Those vehicles are flying around up there along with the mystery drones that I am talking about. Okay, so I'm not ignoring the reality that all those other things are up there and are caught on a lot of videos. I'm talking about the mystery drones. So these mystery drones are not hobby drones. They're not being flown by civilians. Why? Because there's too many of them. They're too large. It would cost hundreds of thousands of dollars per unit. They're too sophisticated, and there's too many in one place alone. There might be 50 in one area. On top of that, they're in too many different states. So it makes absolutely no logical sense that it's some type of secret civilian operation. Some people have said a company's doing it. It would be highly illegal to do these things and fly them over people's houses. It's not being done by a company or by any civilians, period. Okay. The only possibility is like what you get from those old movies where you have some supervillain or a group of really wealthy supervillains who are just plotting this. But again, that is so far-fetched, I'm not even going to consider it. They're not being flown by civilians. Next, they are not U.S. military drones. Number one, the U.S. military has come out and said that they're not. But on top of that, due to the number of these drones prevalent, there are hundreds. This would be a major operation over many states, and it makes no sense to do such a highly secret operation so obviously well lit, showing off with all these lights in front of thousands of witnesses for weeks, along with continuing media coverage and flying over people's private houses. So they're not military drones. This is not some American military operation or PSYOP or anything like that there. It makes no sense at all. Next, for similar reasons, they're not foreign drones from another foreign nation. And why is that? Because again, the authorities in America testify that they don't think that they are. But on top of that, it makes no sense to do such a secret operation, so highly obvious and well lit with thousands of witnesses and continuing despite media coverage. Okay? So it's most likely not a foreign nation. Next, a few other points to consider. These drones have been videoed flying very high above the clouds, extremely high. The average drone does not do that. Even high-grade military drones, I don't even know if they are capable of doing that. We'd have to be talking about the upper echelon of super expensive military drones to do this. And again, we're talking about there's so many of them, right? But these drones, they fly too high. They stay up for too long. Again, this may not be impossible for human, like military advanced technology to achieve, but it would have to be secret. And then you get into conspiracies, right? But there are secret projects and things being developed in any nation around the world, and they're secret for reasons. So it's not impossible that humans could possess technology that could fly that high and stay up for that long. That's my point. But when you can factor in how many of them and these other logical points, it doesn't make sense that it's the U.S. military or any other foreign military. Nonetheless, they fly too high, they stay up for too long, and at least they would be highly advanced military grade vehicles, like I said. Next, they have been videoed flying in and out of the oceans, which no known military of any nation could do with drones or any type of vehicle that flies. Okay? And the next thing is that they don't emit heat, radiation, and this is even being reported by the authorities, that they don't emit heat radiation or succumb to freezing temperatures, and nor do they emit GPS or any other type of tracking signal They vanish when they're spotted, and none of them, of course, are registered or have been identified yet. Next point that's very important to consider is there are too many different types. We're not all talking about one type or a few types. There's a lot of different looking types out there. Now, next, and I'm talking about the ones that definitely are not helicopters or airplanes or standard human civilian type drones. Ones of all different shapes and forms and light patterns. And next, one of the most important things is that they're appearing around the world. Okay. And finally, America has not shot them down, that we've been publicly told, or anything else. But so far, America apparently has allowed them to fly around, including fly around people's homes and neighborhoods, and calling it in the media that declaring that it's not hostile. Okay, so these are the facts. We have these things appearing around the world, not just in America, many different types of them. The governments haven't tried to attack them or take them down. They haven't been able to identify them. These things are very sophisticated. They evade most forms of detection except for visual. They make all different types of engine noises. Some are silent. They go in and out of, some of them at least can go in and out of oceans. They can fly very, very high up above the clouds, to where airliners fly. They can stay up for a very long period of time despite weighing so much. These are highly sophisticated machines. There's hundreds of them at least just in America, but they've been seen around the world. If it was a foreign nation, which is the second most plausible answer, then it would have to be a nation that developed such level of very sophisticated technology, has the ability and the money to pay for a fleet of these things, hundreds or potentially thousands, and to fly them around the world, monitoring many different nations. And what will be the purpose of this? And again, why would they do such a secret operation so highly obvious and well documented? So it doesn't make any sense that it's a foreign nation doing this. But that's the only other alternative besides extraterrestrials. And like many people are saying, maybe some real mystery drones were up there, which are UAPs. And because of this, the governments in the various countries of the world became concerned and have been sending their own craft up there to monitor them, track them, and so forth, try to get an idea of what's going on. Okay, I think that makes the most sense in light of everything, in light of the, not being able to identify them. The American government can't identify them. They don't know where they're coming from. They don't know where they're going. All this and that. There's so much mystery. All of that would make the most sense with the most plausible solution, which is that there are real extraterrestrial ones up there. But it's been 4 weeks now. There's been no attack. They're just flying around and monitoring. But what are they doing? And why are they doing it and around the world? And also at sensitive military sites and otherwise, not just over people's neighborhoods and homes. So it makes you wonder what in the world is actually going on here. Okay, so it's not civilian. It's not some corporation or company. It's not U.S. military. It's not foreign military. What is it? The most likely thing is that there are extraterrestrial ones up there. They've arrived here for some reason, and the various governments of the world are investigating them. And they're not telling us anything yet because they want to formulate a proper answer first. So anyways, that's it for now. Take care, folks, and God bless everybody. Welcome, man.